Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk about a few things that I love about China. Probably the first thing is the people are usually super nice, or at least interested. Well, coming from the foreigner perspective, I can't say for someone who has been born and raised as a Chinese person, but I've talked to a lot of Chinese people about their upbringing, and um, they seem to not who have encountered this not have they seem to not have encountered the same sort of social difficulties that I had, in terms of people being mean and so on and so forth. Um, and it just seems like, people usually will help you if you ask for help, or they're interested in you and want to talk to you. And um, I only really met one person who wasn't that nice to me, and it wasn't that big of a deal. They just didn't want to talk to me, which is fine. Um, So yeah, I think that I really love the Chinese people. Super, super great. Um, I should also say that I'll probably end up making a part two to this because I'll think of other stuff later. But um, another thing is, well, the food is fantastic. There's so much great food that people in America have never experienced. This sounds like a very generic list at first, but I guess I'm just kind of covering the big stuff. Um, yeah, the food is just impeccable. I found my favorite fruit there called durian. A lot of foreigners probably haven't heard of it, but if you have, it's a very divisive fruit. People usually either love it or totally hate it because it has like a weird smell and sort of texture. But I just love it. It's incredible. Another thing is that I had like, well, we sort of have this in the West, but there's like baby lamb ribs, so good. Sorry for vegetarians. I usually don't eat meat, but it was so good. And dim sum, of course, a little bit bigger in Hong Kong than the mainland, but yeah, just a couple things. I can talk about food more extensively later, if you guys want me to. Third thing is the I was specifically in city of Shenzhen, so um, there's certain areas of Shenzhen that are just incredible to see, super amazing. There's a place in Chinese. It's called Haishan Shijie, which means Sea World. It's not like the Sea World that we have in America though. It's like sort of like a giant shopping center, but they also have just a ton of other stuff. They have a huge this like water fountain that goes off every hour. There's like they just added like fire to it. They have like lasers. It's basically a water show. They have this old ship that's docked there. It's really really cool. Maybe I'll put some videos in this, but I don't know. It's a lot of work. um, yeah, Haishan Shijie, super cool. Um, the just the malls that in Shenzhen are all like mostly brand new because Shenzhen is like a pretty new city. About 30-ish in like the 80s, early 80s or late 70s, there was only like 30,000 people there, and now I heard at some points it can get up to 20 million people. And the reason I say at some points is because a lot of times the population goes up and down due to people coming there. It's sort of like a New York. No, it's like a mix between New York and Silicon Valley. People go there a lot to to like sort of get ahead in life and like make it. Um, Apparently, it doesn't. Anyway, um, yeah, I love Shenzhen. Super great. And the metro. Yeah, I guess the third thing I'll say is the metro is like super nice to get around. The buses are really easy to get used. Um, buses, I could get across the city pretty much north or east and west for like the equivalent of like 50 cents in US dollars. So like um, maybe like 3 4 RMB, which is insane. That's just completely insane. Uh, I don't know any other city where you could even get close to that. Um, I'm sure there's some, but I mean, I was in Munich, and I think it cost like I don't even know, like $7 or $8 to go one way, just through just not even a quarter way through the city, just from one terminal to another, like stops away or something. It might have been longer than that, but it wasn't that far. It was an obscene amount of money, and Shenzhen is not like that. It's very cheap to get around. So I guess yeah, that'd be a good transition for the fourth thing, is that stuff is so cheap. Um, the food, the transportation. I've kind of let's see. Oh, there's a lot of like markets where you can get stuff. A lot of it is like pretty bad quality and garbage, but there's good stuff too. You just gotta know how to look for it. Um, you can get a really nice suit for about like custom made suit for $100 $200 if you know the right. Again, you got to know the right places though. I wouldn't recommend going by yourself, especially if you're there for the first time. Make friends there, ask for their help, um, and try to help them too if you can at all. I always try to help as many people as I can in China. I don't have a lot to offer, but usually with English, you can help a lot of people out with English, which is nice, because I like teaching English to people, not really children a lot. That's okay. I'll do number five there. It's very easy to get a job teaching English, so I mean that could be. I'd say it's a good thing, except for that. That's by far the way. Sorry, how do I put this? You might be able to get other jobs. You probably can, but maybe 90% of the jobs will be teaching jobs. And of those jobs, maybe 90% of those, 80%, 70%, a lot more than half will be like kindergartens or younger. So like very, very young children. And then probably, whatever is left over, will be mostly uh, young. It's always younger students that they want that they're looking to teach. Um, but you can get high school too. That's totally there's plenty of high school, plenty of middle school job, plenty of English business um, lesson. You can get a teaching job, teaching people for um, how to speak English in the workplace in business. Um, it's pretty much just you know English for adults. They just focus a little more on business. And yeah, you can get. I remember I taught this one class. It was just like a English class for just a group of older women, like middle-aged women would come in, and that was really easy. That was really fun. So yeah, you can do stuff like that. So if you really need employment, if you're looking at employment, that's another great thing. It can. I really can't say it's a bad thing because there's no negative to that, but I should note that if you're looking for other jobs, you're not necessarily going to find anything that's enjoyable. You might, and there are plenty of job boards. It's just, all I'm saying is that the vast majority are teaching English jobs. There also are creative jobs. So if you're creative and you can prove that you're good in whatever you do, then that there's that too. Again, not as much, but I'd say that would be like the second thing that you could do. Of the most would be English teaching jobs, and after that, some sort of creative job. Okay, sorry if that was a big roundabout thing. I was trying to get my thoughts organized. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Again, this isn't everything's coming from my perspective of Shenzhen. I've never been to Shanghai. I was in Beijing, but just for like a, I don't know, 10-hour, 12-hour layover or something. So I didn't even go into this. I didn't even leave the airport, which was kind of dumb, but what are you going to do? Oh, I did go to Western China. That was pretty cool. It's just pretty much like I went to Xi'an. That was fine. There's more Westerners there, but the rest of like the vast majority of people live on this slight, like pretty much on the coast of China, like eastern China, and not like right on the coast, but like almost all the people live on this to the east of this line. I forgot what it's called, but there's like this line that they draw, and I think it's over 80, maybe over 90% live on the right side of this line. So the huge chunk of China that you see, like pretend this is China, like okay, this is the coast. So the most people like live like right here, and then this is mostly like open space. I think there's desert. Yeah, there's desert in there. But the people over there were super nice too. Yeah, some of the Chinese people have a pretty good sense of humor, which is fun. Not all of them, and usually they don't get Western humor. What I would say by Western humor is like The Office. I think because I've showed my Chinese friends stuff that I thought was hilarious, and they just didn't really like it. Didn't think it was funny. Again, I'm sure there's some that would get it and love it, but from what I've seen, most don't. I'm sure there's stuff that they like that I don't get too. So, anyway, that's a little tangent. I'm trying to think what else I really like. I love how different and interesting so much of this stuff is. I love exploring and seeing what is similar to America that I found surprising and what it's different. I love the adventure type of feeling that you get. Especially, it's just I don't know why this just felt interesting to me, but when I would just like walk around, everyone was Chinese, every single person. I just felt like I was in another like universe or something. It's just cool. It just feels like you're exploring. Yeah, if you're really into that sort of thing, I definitely recommend try going to China. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to stop. Again, I love China. I know when people talk about other countries and things, they might misspeak. They might say something that they didn't mean to. They might offend somebody, and I'm very sorry if I did. If I did, just know I love you, and you can comment below, and I can address it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Love you, and if there's any other stuff you want me to comment on China, let me know. I think I will make more videos. Alright, God bless. Have a great day. Love you.